Qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, carnal. Ánimo.
All right, man, we in here. We in here to review. I watched some interviews, watched the press conference. Took some patience right there, man. I like reading more than I like watching these videos because you can always read at your own pace. But yeah, I see Maurice Hooker, Steven Stone Cold Nelson, Nelson. He coming back. He said like February, Marchish. Maurice Hooker, Shakir Stevenson did some interviews. They kind of did their version of what Canelo and T.O. did with they belts, and Crawford allowed him and welcomed him up there. So and he dubbed him as the next one, the next pound for pound champion, next undisputed champion, next number one guy. And I think a lot of people, we might not agree on other things, but I think a lot of people in this sphere, we being honest, he definitely got it, man. So, somebody that sparred with him and all that, see what it takes. So, you know, we've seen also Shakir talked about Devin, and he said Devin can fight too. Tim and Tank be this type of fight. So I mean, wait and see. But we also know that Shawn announced his retirement. That video should be up. And Bud Gorilla check Bob Arum, but also Kenny kind of gave some insight on why he did it, and he said, "I'm his father. I knew that he wanted to retire." You know, and that's fine, bro. Like we all make opinions. It's always wait to have. It's always good to wait to have an opinion. Okay, and we waited. We waited to have an opinion, bro. And I waited to have an opinion, and he gave you his reason why. After the fight, I think it's too soon. After somebody gets stopped, or you can't process exactly what happened. Okay, but but um but it was a really good press conference. Really, really good, bro. And he kind of talked about, he retiring. I was gonna retire thought about retiring at 30, thought about retiring after Crawford. And the one thing that blew my mind was like Shawn didn't want to move up a division or two and become a 2 or 3 belt champion. And his ambitions was never to move up. It was to 47, even though he moved down and began his career to 47. I was like, damn, Shawn, I want to go up there and chest the Charlos or whatever. And that wasn't, what he wanted to do. So that kind of blew my mind a little bit that Shawn didn't want to move up, but he talked about he wanted to retire, and Kenny, he kind of real got emotional. If you don't think Kenny love that boy, crazy. And he said that he said, yeah, I need to continue to do stuff with my son. He said, tomorrow I'll be able, while I stopped it, I'll be able to walk my dog over there and go see my grandsons and my grandkids and see my daughter-in-law. Shawn got married like 7 years ago. He said, I'll be able, and it seemed like time flew. He said, I'll be able to go over there. That's Wikipedia said 2014, so they've been married. But he said I'll be able to go over there and see them. He said, me and my son jumped out of 20,000 feet in the air. What do you ever say multiple times? He said, I love doing stuff with my son. We live across the street from each other. And he kind of got emotional. And Jeff Mayweather said, he basically co-signed what he did. He said, I understand. Affectionate. Remember, if you never see Creed 2, when Ivan Drago got up and threw the towel in the ring, and people didn't expect him to do that, deep down, even when we was our fathers and their fathers were callous, they was hard. You know what I'm saying? We all that's the template for men to be callous, hard, don't cry, don't complain, don't keep everything inside, and that's why we usually leave this earth. That's why we leave this earth on average quicker than women. We don't have an outlet. In the type of relationship that he has with his son, they have an outlet. And to me, that's sweet. He has a best friend, and as much as he probably did want to do it, he had to do it. He explained like shit. He could have got hurt in there. He said, if Shawn would have got hurt early in his amateur career, we wouldn't have did this. That's exactly what he said. He said we would not have done this. So like I said before, man, that was an emotional point. And then Bud came in to do his interview with Kenny. Basically said that his grandkids and Shawn kids, Shawn kids need to play with his kids and set that up. And Terence had a laughing moment. Terence said, my kid's rough. He said, you got to roughen them up a little. We got to roughen our kids up a little bit. But yeah, he said, knew he was a great fighter, was respectful. And, most people felt there was something missing. I was talking to Adonis last night and Lion Killer, by the way. And check out Lion Killer Pocket. We was talking. He told me like something was missing. I was drunk last night. I think we talked. Yeah, because we talked before the fight and after the fight. I think I was fried last night. If you ain't see the video, mean, I was the Red Cup Chronicles. Shout out to Nika. Shoot, she need to do the Sober Chronicles. Shit, how to sober niggas up. But Red Idea Sober Chronicles too, like the night after. Fights. Yeah, he was. I think we was talking. You can ask him. I was fried, and he said we was talking about how he bought the fight and how it didn't live up. And I was like, yeah, something was missing. I think it was a good fight. Shawn didn't go in there and do what Shawn did. He wasn't as aggressive as he usually was, and I think that was the difference, man. And that's it. But great moment, Bomac was walking out and they got him in an interview, so he wasn't trying to be all in the video. So that was cool. I don't really see too many interviews from Bernie after Jamel Herring and all those guys and stuff of that nature. But yeah, I mean, it's what it's about. We enemies right now, and I'm gonna hurt you. And over the course of the history of boxing, friends have produced some of the greatest. They produce some of the greatest. They produce some of the greatest. I'm sweating this alcohol out. They produce some of the greatest fights ever. Go at like blood boxing. He'd tell you. I mean, you thought Crawford was gonna go soft on him, and Porter was gonna soft. Hell no. When you bring your kids over to his crib and they play or they see each other in traffic and they chop it up, that's bragging rights. It's kind of like Apollo Creed. People say Rocky ain't real. It's not, but Rocky sparked a lot of niggas to box, but it also amplified boxing too. But it's like I forget what I was saying, but amplifies whatever I was saying. But yeah, the friends fight and it amplifies boxing, man. It always has, man, and it's always been most times it's been vicious. And the beef fights are good too. When fighters got beef, I remember a guy from Detroit, he was on Friday Night Fights. Vernon Parrish, and I think his last name was Coleman. They had beef, and the great thing about beef fights is when in the middle of the fight, however it lasts long, when you get the respect, when you respect somebody after the beef, and you like, man, put that shit aside, it's over with, we squashed it. That's the best thing, and that's kind of how boys grow up, man. You go in that backyard, go in that alley, y'all, wrestle, swing it out, and that's how we are. But for the most part, Crawford just talked about leaving and asked him what you think about Earl being here. He said, well, Earl don't define my career. He said, I've been undisputed, won 1,003 divisions. He said, of course I want basically, I'm paraphrasing, I want to fight, but basically I'm not going to chase after him. Asking what he going to do next. He said, leaving Bob, I'm going to think on it. I'm going to let my head rest. And I'm going to think on it. He said, Shawn's a good fighter. He said that somebody asked me if he think that was his best performance. He said he did better versus Horn and Diaz. He said that, he felt that he was up in the fight. He was doing what he wanted to do, but basically got in the corner. They told him it was close, and he said he had to step it up. So sometimes you on cruise control. Sometimes you on cruise control. You think something going on, and I'll tell you this: going to the fight and watching the fight is totally a different experience, bro. I think going to the fights is my favorite in-person sport event over going to basketball, football games. Lions, sorry. So, I've been thousands of 20, 30, 40, 50 Lions games. But yeah, he was Shawn a good retirement and, this, that, and the third. A lot of people was there. Frank Thomas was there from the White Sox, and it was cool. It was tasteful. This is how it should be. And with no disrespect, and like I said before, man, Shawn ain't got shit to hang his head over. Shawn fought everybody, and I think Shawn should be a Hall of Famer just based on the barometer that he, that's set in boxing where guys don't do what Shawn do. So career defining fight. Shawn was also asked about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and they asked him who was harder to fight. He said Crawford was different. It was a different experience, and that's no secret in PBC, man. Everybody know that. That ass whooping coming. Either he gonna move up and fight Canelo, or he gonna fight Crawford, or maybe a great fight with Jamel Charlo if they can put the bullshit aside, or the trainer aside. Like I said before, man, and I'm not forcing Spence to do nothing. For years, I cyberbullied him for shit that he said and did. I don't care no more. I told y'all a long time ago. If he can't get that fight, well, go fight Josh Taylor. Go fight a European. Go pad. He said everything he do, Crawford, I do for my kids, my family. So go pad your bank account and retire, man. You ain't got nothing else to prove. You separated shit. So, like I said before, man, great press conference. Of course they're gonna ask fighters like what you think, compare them. We don't know till they actually get in the fight, but Shawn said it like way before they even made this fight. He said Crawford, I think it was the WC convention. He said last year, said Crawford way better than him. Way better than him. So I mean, shit, ain't no, he got in the ring and he, could have changed. But he wasn't the same aggressive Porter. And when you speak retirement, you speak things, you manifest it. If it's negative or positive. I believe in that. I lied about doing some shit and it manifested. It actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So, Shawn got a future at whatever he want to do. He want to go back and get a college degree. He want to keep doing this podcast, which he will. He want to call fights. Man, he played football. He called football. Shawn, when you don't need the box, you can retire when you want to retire. He said, win, lose, or draw. I was out. He said, win, lose, or draw, man. This was it. So it was nice to see some people come out. Nice to see Fernando Vargas. Nice to see Frank Thomas, a baseball player, do the new Genix commercials now. Tank and them came. Leonard Ellerby came. He gorilla checked Blue Blood Sports TV. Tom got an interview with Blue Blood Sports TV at the fight. I watched a little bit. So yeah, it was a good fight, and it's good to see the brothers and the others come out to support the brother. If you understand me, it's always good to see that, man. And yeah, I didn't have a clue Shawn was retiring. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have a clue. And Shawn's circle was tight. You could trust Larry Wade, you could trust Barry Hunter. You already Barry 100. Everything he doing on there, you could trust everybody in your circle, your wife, your mother, your kids. He got a really good tight circle. His father ain't go out leak that shit, man. Like really good circle, and you need that moving forward. You need a good circle, man. If you go circle two or three people, man, it's better to have a good circle than squares in your circle because that'll hurt you. You feel what I'm saying? So, amazing fight, man. They embraced. It was all love, and like I said before, man, this is why Shawn's saying this was the only fight he wanted. Shawn was prepared to retire. And if he wanted to coach fighters, he could. People say, well, you can't coach somebody do something you can't do. Bullshit. Freddie Rose did it with Pacquiao. That's the biggest crack of horse shit ever. No, you can't box. You can't teach somebody shit. I've seen it happen over and over again. Joe Kawasaki father read a book, and that's how he taught his son to box. No bullshit. Do you understand the comprehension level that Joe Kawasaki father had? I think he passed away, rest in power to him. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand the comprehension that you never did something, but his comprehension level was amazing. And also leaning on other people, was amazing. And we all when we get older, we all find ourselves wishing we had the love for reading scriptures and reading books and reading novels. We wish we had that love when we was younger. We really wish we did, But some of us, some people had great study habits started from day one. Letters, numbers, colors, count. Write your name. You create great study habits in the first, from out the womb, I say until 5th grade. You really bang that there, 6 and everything else is just it's a breeze. This is about to be a breeze in my holiday. But man, this is what black boxing is about. Shawn Porter is what boxing is about, man. And I think Shawn should go in the Hall of Fame. My opinion on it. He didn't do this, he did that, but he was the exception to the rule today of, we're not gonna fight we're gonna marinate. Shawn fought everybody. And I wouldn't be surprised if Keith Thurman followed him and retired too. So it is what it is. This division could come to a twilight now. Maybe it's at a boiling point, but the boiling is at a twilight, and it's only one fight to make at this point. And then we could be finished, and then Taylor, Ramirez can move up, and Cepeda can get a belt down there, and then we get Ennis, Ortiz, and all of them, Rashidi Ellis, Custio Clayton, and Alvarez and Conor Ben, and they can have this division. And this is the beginning, hopefully, to an ending. And at Crawford, like, what's the end goal? Is the end goal to fight Spence, unify the division, get every belt? Who got Spence or the division? Or is the goal is to do that? Move up to 54, get a belt, get all the belts. That's fine. Or is it like whatever it is, a certain amount of money? Or is it me doing a European tour, going to Japan doing a tour, getting with Floyd doing those tours, doing celebrity boxing, whatever it may be? But the one thing that you learn from Shawn Porter, have a plan, save your money. And I'm pretty sure Bud, he still live where he live at. Pretty sure he saved his money, have a plan, and have something ready to have that fix after boxing. If it's running cross country, if it's doing marathons, something. All athletes struggle with post fight, post career shit. Find something to do, something that, you know, keep you active, don't let you gain weight. Most fighters gain weight, they get comfortable. Whatever it may be, if it's marathons, if it's, running track, if it's cross training, if it's joining, the local older man basketball league or flag football league, or just training with your sons, whatever it may be, something that keep you young and fresh. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Shawn. He didn't let boxing retire him. He retired from boxing. So here's what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It's the best way you can help the channel out. If you want to reach me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if you have business question, inquiry, response, video requests, all my social media links there. You want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Other than that, man, you can also help by commenting, hit the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications, go live, drop a video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, man, and girls think, man. Appreciate you guys. Check out the boxing What's Weight playlist, final review, fight review, and I'll be back with live hopefully later if I ain't busy, or in the morning at the latest. Peace.